Okay, I'm back, part 5. Oh yeah, I got some fresh juice, apple juice, one of my favorite juices, and I made it at home. Delicious. So the diet is basically the most important part of the discovery. The change in my diet over this last 3 weeks and maintaining that to about a 75% level of integrity. I would say that the healing has still maintained and still have gotten better. And so I'm going to continue to try to reduce the acids that I put into my body and increase the amount of alkaline foods and things that I put into my body. Acids basically produce mucus, and the mucus is excreted or expressed and causes all kind of problems in the body that manifest as disease. And like Dr. Sebi says, we like to give the disease all these different labels, but disease of the body is disease. And when we take and label those differently and see it as separate is where we get confusion. And you believe that your disease is just special for you, or but in actuality, there's really probably one cause for all the diseases, but how they manifest based on what part of your body has the least amount of integrity, or just whatever part of your body is just it decides to be attacked. So my muscles were attacked. And if you don't know, the musculature of your body is like a system, like the digestive system, like the endocrine system, like the autoimmune system, like the skeletal system, like the nervous system, like the endocrine system, like the respiratory system, like the circulatory system. So your body is a compilation of a lot of different systems. And the system of my body that was hit was my muscle system. And you would never think that the muscle system could cause detrimental health defects or disease process to manifest. But what happened in my case is that I was having a high acidic diet, and my body was producing a lot of toxins and didn't know how to, didn't have a way to release the toxins. So I believe I got a little constipation at that time, about 7 to 9 years ago, and I wasn't going to the bathroom quite enough. And the toxins started to leak out into my muscles because they had no way out. So they started to leak out in my muscles, and those toxins are very irritating to the muscle. And so what they do is they rev up the muscle, keep the muscle in constant contraction. And you experience that as that tightness when you go to stretch. And that's probably where you have knots underneath. When you feel that tightness, they're sitting there keeping that muscle tight. You're not understanding why you're tight, and you're just sitting there. It's because you have some revved up muscle in there because of toxins that are released into your body, and they're leaking into your muscle tissues. I mean, no, not yours, just mine. And so those knots build up, and the longer they're there, the more calcified they become. And if you don't know, calcification makes things hard. It makes them very, very strong, and that's why your bones are made of calcium. That's what makes them strong. So once they get calcified, they get hard, and they actually feel like bone. They can seem to change the structure of your skeletal system, when in actuality they do not. They're not in the skeleton, and they're not in the abdomen. They're actually in the muscle that covers the body, and muscles cover the whole body. Go Google the muscle system. You have a muscle on your forehead, I believe it's called the frontalis, and then you got muscles over your zygomatic arches, and you got your masseter, which is this huge muscle right here responsible for the chewing of the mandible, the opening and closing of the mandible. And then you have a big, huge muscle here called a sternocleidomastoid, which keeps your neck on your shoulders. And you have some really big pectoralis majors and underneath minors. And you have a huge serratus anterior and the one which you do this for, I forget the name of that one. Those are big muscles, and the trapezium and the rhomboids of the back are really big muscles. And the muscle that covers the abdomen, the mesenteric muscle, those are really big muscles. And so if you get knots in those spots, you're going to have a lot of pain. And then I had knots all in my chest and in those pectoralis muscles, and those knots were causing compressions on my vital structures that are within my chest cavity. Nerves and vessels were being compressed, and when those things inflamed, I was experiencing pain throughout my entire body. And that right there was the eye opener to me of why was I having pain everywhere. Video gotta go. I'll be right back. You know how it is.